Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Strategic Mind Blitzkrieg. We're here in the deployment screen for the siege of Tobruk. So the Italians have been pushed back, the Epic Corps has been deployed, and the French are still, or the English are still out at large, I guess, in Africa. So they should be a bit weaker. Like I think for example, I think it's like the 8th Armored Division. I don't know when they deployed, but I mean they came from the British Empire, so yeah, I mean, they might have actually gotten there. I think it's a bit tricky to say how powerful they should be given, you know, the decline of the British Empire. But yeah, the Italians are also invading Greece, so we'll also see how that goes. At any rate, we do have the British production that we were talking about earlier. By dealing with British resistance, we gain 10 more prestige for every future operation. That's pretty nice. Let's get working. So first of all, the HQ, and I think that now I mean, I could get aviation a bit cheaper. They'll be okay. Nah, let's not go for that. Like, let's see how many ground units and air force units we have. I think because most of our ground units, how many would benefit from it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ground units would benefit from leveling that up, and then 1, 2, only 2 air units would benefit from getting that level up, at least for now. So I think I can go for ground training, or military training, which is cheaper. So let's learn that, and then all my ground units will get 1 star of experience. And then I still have 150 left. And with that 150, I can then still, I guess, go for cheaper aviation. That wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, exactly. So it's reduced by 2 command points. We do use that a lot, so I actually do think it will be quite beneficial to do that as well. All right. Then let's take care of the units. Let's see which upgrades we get to do first, and we'll also overstrength them wherever I can first. So the Panzer 3G can go to 3H for 1 more hard defense. Sure. Do I have a better Panzerbefehlswagen? That's basically only... No, we have the 3E, and that's pretty much it. So I'm not going to upgrade that. Then we have the Panzer 740, which of course is a Char. Let's see if it gets a bit better with the Panzer 4D. And it gets less hard attack, but 1 more soft attack, but less defense. I'm going to keep it as a Char for now. I don't think it's worth it to do anything with that. And doing this obviously takes even more precious stuff away from them. Let's level them up though. So I am going for aggressive maneuver. I think that's generally pretty decent for tanks, and especially for something as slow as the Matilda. If I would upgrade the Matilda, it's relatively similar, especially the decreased hard defense, and also the removal of heavy armor is definitely not something that I want. As for the recon that we've got, I like more spotting range, to be honest, on recon. That's, I think, generally a pretty good idea. Can't upgrade them, so that's okay. Level the artillery up for mobile. I do like that as a first choice myself. Most of all. Then we actually do get to upgrade the fighters. I did see that they get I thought they got like a new ability. Not, maybe it's strafe, that's the thing. It might be new. I saw that they actually got another level up ability for fighters or something, but that might be it. Either way, I do get a Spitfire for free, so I will just regular purchase that. But then I do get more ground defense, more air attack for the BF-109, the 109F1. So let's upgrade to F1, all of them. Because why not? Then the Junkers can be upgraded to 88A4. Interesting that the A4 is a better model than A5. Just from a historical perspective, I guess. I'm sure they're right that it's a better model. I didn't mean it in that way. It's just that usually when, you know, you would think that a higher number means a later or better model, but I guess for the Junkers 88 that's not the case. 87D, let's upgrade. We're spending a lot of points here already on the units that I have, but I'd rather have high quality units than a high number, because this way we can spend the points a bit better. You have hull, so you cannot get increased strength. Most of these guys can though. You're already at 12, you're at 11. 11, you can go to 11. You can go to 11 now, you're at 13. You can go to 13. I will not be able to buy another unit, that's for sure. That is pretty much for sure. Okay, so yeah, we don't have that much left. I will get a free unit, the fighter. Where are you? Here you are. Free Spitfire. Let's actually see how good they are. Oh, can I still upgrade those? No. The D is the best model, right? Indeed. Spitfire 5. How much better is it compared? It has more air attack, less ground defense. It also has more hard attack and naval attack. Say movement. So I guess in that sense it is just similar to this, but it just has one more hard attack, one more air attack. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's get some equipment for them. Aerial cameras and aircraft radar. Yep. Then I actually want to get the Pioneers, all of them. I want them to have sappers, because I think with the Siege of Tobruk there will probably be a lot of mines. So it seems to me that having mines at that point will be more beneficial. I don't have the 30 required. Let's get rid of their aircraft radar then. That's probably one of the least worthwhile equipment for the bombers. Like, I really don't need the bombers to be able to do spotting. So I think it serves me just fine. It means that I have quite a few of these in extra. Let's see if I can give it to some of these for free. I think spaced armor is also new. +3 hard defense, that's pretty good. Maybe I'd rather have that over smoke grenade. Sure, and then I'll give them some Vickers machine guns as well. I don't think I have to put those machine guns on anything else at the moment, but I can switch up these machine guns for Vickers. Gives me 10 more prestige. And that's pretty much about it. So let's see whether they all have what they need. Yeah, they do. All these Vickers machine guns, huh? Does damage to forts, but it costs 100, and I don't... What if I get rid of the Wolframen? Just give them sappers, and then I can get these guys flamethrowers. And I guess you as well, because I'm probably going to see a lot of forts, so I do think it's probably worthwhile to get some of these. Alright, let's talk to Dönitz. Why not Rommel? Well, I guess he's not here?
The Kriegsmarine is woefully undermanned in the area of operation, and there is nowhere to get reinforcements from. We'll have to make do with the assets on hand and use guile rather than brute force. Perhaps it would be best to make this a joint operation between the Navy and the Luftwaffe.
I don't know what kind of naval activity there will be, but okay, let's watch the cinematics. Guess we're ready here.
I order our tanks to retreat. We will use 88mm flak guns to make an ambush for the enemy armored troops.
Yes, sir.
Inform the Führer that the storming of Tobruk is delayed.
Despite capturing the British islands, the Empire still holds and continues to pester us.
This is exactly what I was warning you about. They command a powerful fleet in the Mediterranean and strong army forces in Africa.
If I'm not mistaken, recently I ordered you to develop a plan for eliminating the British influence over Europe and Africa.
I have some ideas in that regard, if you would like to hear them out.
General Rommel is facing serious difficulties in Africa. I must admit, I did not expect that. I would like you to go to Tobruk and help him in planning our next offensive. If you know how to finish off those pesky Brits, then do it.
Yes, sir. I will travel to Tobruk at once.
I saw that the car is awaiting you outside. Do not worry, our talk would not require much time.
Forget about the car. Did you manage to get the information I asked you for?
Unfortunately not, Holder. My people keep working on finding any traces of the conspiracy in your headquarters, but we have yet to find a single officer tied to the resistance.
What about my guest?
I can say with certainty that he has ties with the Führer's inner circle.
I see. Thank you for the information, Canaris.
There's one more thing you should keep in mind, Holder. Those above listen to your phone with great interest. I suggest you be very careful, Holder. It is likely they want to frame you.
Frame you for what? For winning every single battle that you face? I don't know for what they would want to frame me.
Gentlemen, as the grunts say, we're burning daylight. Let us skip all the formalities, and Irvin, give me a situation report.
In order to maintain the offensive momentum, I ordered my tanks division to assault Tobruk immediately. The plan failed. We met heavy resistance and had to retreat, plus we lost several tanks, as well as our vanguard commander. After several additional failed attempts at breaching the fortress's defenses, I ordered the troops to fall back and regroup.
The Allies seem to be serious about holding the city. We can't afford a protracted siege. If we get stuck at Tobruk, we'll give the British time to establish themselves in Egypt. And that's where our whole plan of eastward advance will die. The fortress needs to be taken as soon as possible. Irvin, this siege has already lasted for some time. Are there any weak points you've spotted?
Our priority is El Adem. It is the cornerstone of Tobruk's defense, and if we take it, we'll have the fortress surrounded, ripe for an assault from multiple directions.
Good thinking, make it so. Besides, we need to start starving out the fortress garrison. As far as I know, the British are supplying the defenders with fuel and ammunition. Donitz, I want no British convoys entering Tobruk's harbor. Time to establish the blockade.
Our naval forces are underpowered in this region. I would dispatch several ships and U-boats to assist you, but they will need time to reach Tobruk. Moreover, let me be blunt. They are no match for the British fleet in the region.
Tell them to avoid provoking the enemy, and that should suffice. Report to me as soon as your units arrive at Tobruk.
Regarding the fortress itself, for full control we'll need to capture the following objectives. Bianca, Fort Pilastrino, Fort Salaro, and Fort Ariente. 2 southern airfields, the western and the eastern one, and finally, the port of Tobruk. I have to warn you, there is a military hospital in the direct vicinity of the port. We can't let it sustain any damage.
I agree completely. That said, gentlemen, we have our plan. Irvin, notify our Italian allies and coordinate a joint operation.
Franz, this is ridiculous. Of all the units I had at the beginning of this campaign, only about half are currently combat ready. If this continues, our soldiers will be storming Cairo without any tank support. I recommend we don't take any unnecessary risk with our heavy armor.
I agree completely. The Führer is massing most of our forces in Europe, preparing for the invasion of the USSR, so we cannot count on reinforcements. From here on out, let us strive for minimal losses, preferably none at all. Relay these instructions to all field commanders.
Alright. Do not lose more than 4 armored units. So those include the Italian ones, I suppose. So I'll have to be careful about that. The one thing that bugs me the most, in a sense, is indeed that they do get supply from the maritime hub. So we cannot just surround it and then be content. Pretty much, yeah, there's nothing else we can do. We'll have to basically fight them all the way to this point, because in order to get all the points, I basically have to get all the way here. This is just it's just called supply point. These places don't really have any names. Like, they're not actual cities, supposedly. Except here, Eladem. Anyway, basically we'll start with our forces spread out, it seems like, and then basically things will narrow down. So they'll start getting funneled towards down areas. So I'm going to split them up. Of course, I do have more forces there than here, so I kind of want to put a few more units up in the north than down in the south, because we already have the Italians there as well. Can I already do this? No. I was just curious. Yeah, so let's actually put 1 13 strength and 1 11 strength artillery here. The artillery will have trouble moving when they're not roads, I think. So we probably have to be careful. At any rate, let's put a recon here. At least one of the heavy tanks. I think the Matilda is the weakest one of the two. And then I should put at least a Panzer III-H here as well. I will still get 1 Pioneers. Let me actually take a look at the heroes, because I don't think I can deploy any... No, okay. Let's get one of the Pioneers and another one, but then I don't want the hero one, which is you. I want the non-hero one to be here as well. I do have some 88s here, so I don't need those down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do think I get to divide the fighters equally, but then I will also have some of the weaker fighters down here. Yeah, exactly. Let's do it like this. So 10, 11, 11, and then up top we'll have 12, 11, 10. So they're slightly better. There we go, and then we'll probably have to do some naval bombardment up top. So I do want both Junkers 88s up there, and I think even this one, and then down here we'll have these. I cannot deploy the armored train here. Obviously, there's no real network here. Yeah. Let's get to deploying. So, I will actually deploy these very close to the road, because otherwise They might not be able to move properly. And let's actually have these guys move with the Italians. I know that kind of sucks, but actually there are a lot of things about this deployment which are not ideal, including this 88 over here. Alright, well, basically at that point I'm assuming that I'm going to use the Italians to move up towards Bianca here, this supply point. Yeah, okay, well, I will get 23 income, and that will have to do. So indeed, they have a lot of minefields, and there's this, so... If I want to get a bit of a better view here, let's do it like this. We have 13 turns. Okay, so this is not that much. And I can actually safely bomb in that direction. But the enemy will probably... Okay, so they do seem to have probably a lot of mines here, and then basically there's nothing up until Msus, or El Adem, sorry. It's likely that they'll throw some armored counteroffensives. I don't think they'll have anything up top. Oh, okay, so it's an entire defensive line, like this, huh? These bunkers don't support these minefields here, which I do find interesting. So I guess the first thing that I do want to do is move you forward. It's out of range of that, but it does mean that I get to attack this armored unit. I can probably use a double attack, but we'll see how that goes. Like, I could technically move in here and then shell them from beyond those mines, but it does not look like this attack will be too great. And probably it's... Okay, it's actually going to be better with you guys. How about the Char? Char is probably the best. Still 0-2. I don't know whether they will get support if I try to clear the mines. Well, let's just see how this goes first. Yeah, so these mines will get support. They basically just have one long line. Also of tanks.
General, the captured British soldiers told us about an armored vehicle depot close to the first line of fortifications. Considering the losses we've taken, we could use those British tanks if we're planning on continuing our invasion of Egypt.
A wonderful idea, Irwin. Our armored divisions have indeed been somewhat thinned. Capturing that depot could let us correct that. Make it happen.
Sure. So, there's only one of these here for now? Okay. So I probably have to do more scouting to get another one as well. That's at least how it seems like to me. So there will be... I'm probably best off trying to get these guys also as far as possible, but it seems like I cannot get them too far. I probably have to move these guys back and then get the Char in here. Yeah, that's the only way they get to fight. Ideally, I will not have to use double attack with the aircraft. It's just that they have a lot of tanks, which will very likely go and attack me, and I'm actually a bit concerned about that. Let's get up here. Also because they can just move through, indeed. So, a 13th strength tank can probably do pretty well. We have 2 turns left, so it's not actually that bad in that sense. The one thing that would be pretty good is if I move in here, they have to move all the way around. But for a 13 strength tank, I still think it's too dangerous. And the fact that they have anti-air does mean that I do not get to bomb. I would not mind doing a bit more demining. But then it might actually get me in trouble. Let's start with this area. So I definitely want to go and clear them out. And it does not seem like I will get into anti-air trouble. Maybe fighter trouble. They do have devastating fire. What? Oh, they had it there, huh? Okay, well that sucks. I really thought that I scouted everything, but I guess I didn't. Man. Okay. Let's go for deadly. And what if I attack them now? 1-2, not too amazing. With the M40. They have 2 tanks. They'll probably react similarly. So I don't care that much for the bunker itself. What do you guys have? Sappers. So then they're probably all sappers, yeah. Well, I think I should still attack them. Actually try to get as far as possible, or while still being in supply. So then I should use double attack. Oh, they're already gonna move by truck, huh? That is unfortunate. 1-3. So they're probably all minefields. This went to 1-2. Although I'm quite sure that at this point I can just attack them again and go in. Oh. They have an artillery as backup too, huh? Fine, okay. Let's move you forward. So you do have quite a lot of stuff. Let's move you back. You up front, so hopefully they'll attack that. Basically with these guys I'm just moving forward, and then at some point I do hope to capture that. You do have actual help everywhere in there. Let's use the afterburner here. Oh. You also need to be protected by fighter support at least. And Okay, you cannot be protected more. Okay, let's move in a bit closer and actually try to not get them to attack this, although they probably will. Let's move up. Then I need to use double attack anyway. Let's get them here. And then basically as tanks, huh? Ah, man. I am not playing very well here. And then they will all repair back to 9. Can I at least demine? Okay. This is Panzer 40. Well, if I can move here and attack. Of course, there's no line of fire. What is your ability? Night Hunter. I should have gone for the other ability for better movement. At any rate, I need to try and protect some of my units. Well, I think actually going back with you into the airfield for the moment until we've gotten air superiority. And that's probably it. Oh no, okay. Let's move one back. Alright, let's prepare for misery. That's good, at least. Okay. Yeah, that hurts. Obviously. They don't get to do that much. But then... Ow. Even then, this guy should be able to deal some damage to the Matilda. Not too much. It wasn't too bad though. Good. Ow, but not too bad. Not too sure what's happening here. This thing just moving around. that really hurts. Where are you guys going? Okay, attacking the recon, I'd wager. Yeah. I'm surprised they were attacking. Like, some of these units, they're just not in good shape, and I just don't... Yeah, like that. I can put the tank back to the rear. If it survives. Seems like it will. How?
Our forward units report a dense minefield in front of the first line of enemy defense.
Order the sappers to clear the way for our troops. I recommend suppressing the enemy artillery first, to keep these sappers safe.
General, my naval forces have arrived at Tobruk. They are standing by for your orders.
In the nick of time, Dunnits. Begin the blockade. We'll starve the British out.
Okay. So we have to demine the area. Well, we're already busy with that. I have to demine 20 of them? Okay. Savage naval blockade, do not... Yeah, sure. Alright, that actually was a lot less bad than I had imagined. Sandstorm reduces the attack of all units by 33%. Increase camouflage by 1. Alright. Sure. I guess, though, that I'll end the video here, though. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.